Hello students, I hope you all are fine. Today I am going to start with some of concept related to check the number one, that is creating HTML forms using Composer. As we know, HTML there is programming language used to create a web page on a website. Now some of the important topics that I am going to explain inside this video. First one, form. Form data. Introduction to form. As we know, form is a kind of container that is normally used to get the data from the user. Now form tag has two main attributes that are action and method. Whenever we specify action, that is normally what the file name where we want to send the form data. When a form submitted, that can be specified with the help of action attribute. Form tag has a second attribute, there is a method, and it has two main value that are get and post. To identify the answer, particularly from the get and post, I have specified two things. First one, get. Get is normally used for limited amount of information. It has a limit size of limited. It is only useful for non-source data, not for sensitive information. While post is normally used to send a block through HTTP transaction. This method does not support bookmark the result. It has no size limitations. As we know, the full form of HTTP Hypertext Transfer Protocol. That moving ahead with various kind of controls which we can place on a form. There are label, checkbox, text input field, radio button, submit button, reset button, and many more. Then various controls are input text field, that is normally used to get the text type values from the users. As we know, we can enter any types of value inside the text box, numbers, characters, and special characters. Then overcome to limit the limitations of single line textbooks. There is a concept of text area. Inside text area, what happens, we can enter more numbers of line compared to single line textbooks. To text area, that normally used to get more than one line from the user, and it has two main attributes, that are rows and columns. The rows attribute is used to set the number of rows that will be visible without scrolling up or down. The cols attribute is used to set the number of columns of text that will be visible without scrolling right or left. So difference between text box and text area. Text box provides single line, then text area provides multi-line. Then the concept of submit button. When we click on submit button, once a form is submitted where we want to send the form data that we have specified with the help of action attribute. And submit button, if you want to create, then particularly there is one tag available inside HTML, that is starting tag, input type, is equal to submit, value is equal to submit. Then the concept of reset button. The uses of reset button is once a form is submitted by the users. On clicking the reset button, the values of data entered in the form are cleared and set back to default values. Then the concept of checkbox are specified. The look of checkbox, how it will be look like in right sign. So checkbox provides multi-line checkbox, while radio button look like in a dot sign. Radio button does not provide multiple selection. That is difference between checkbox and radio button. Then the concept of password. So specified look like a star sign, dot sign, etc. So password means it is kind of text box whatever the value which we are entering inside text box, it is not visible to the users. Then the concept of drop down list or selection and option. With the help of selected, we can create a drop down inside HTML. Now we can create a drop down inside HTML. The tag select tag over is used to create a drop down menu. The tag option start option tag over is used to create the element within the menu. Then the concept of IDE, the full form of IDE is integrated development environment. As in our syllabus, there is a concept of composer. So composer is one kind of IDE where we can download this composer. So it can be downloaded from composer.net. There is a website. Now how to open composer? So to open the composer, applications menu, then programming, then composer. These are the steps of open the composer. Now various tools which are available inside composer, that are composition toolbar, format toolbar 1, format toolbar 2, edit mode toolbar, status bar, sidebar, or site manager. The concept of composition toolbar, normally new, open, save, this kind of controls are available inside the composition toolbar. And if you want to perform such kind of formatting, then it is available inside the format toolbar 1 and 2. Then edit mode toolbar, normally used to edit the web page. Status bar will be displayed at the bottom of the website, and sidebar on site manager if we are working with multiple web pages using composer. So at that time site manager is used to inside that composer. Now various kind of modes which are available. Normal view is similar to preview mode. Then the concept of HTML tags view, it displayed various types of tag. That means the controls which we have placed. And the preview mode are of 3. There are design tab, split tab, and source tab. Design tab specifies the layout of a view, a web page. Split tab specifies design as well as the source code which we have written for the development of a web page. And the source tab displayed only HTML text. So these are the 3 tabs of preview mode which are available. Then the various shortcut key, say for example, if you want to create a file, if you want to create a new file, then from file menu, we can use new option. To open a new file, then to open a file which is already created file and open the menu. Now if you want to open certain kind of file which are already created, say for example last 4 files, if you want to open, then from the file menu we can use recent pages. So insert various kind of controls inside composer, as we know that is the kind of id. So whenever we write that text inside notepad, then we need to remember the text, while the advantage of using id is we don't have to remember the text. Just what we need to remember is how to place various kind of controls in composer. So first of all, the insert the forms, the steps are insert forms and define forms. So first we need to create a form. Then as I said, if you want to insert the label, then insert form and define label, so it will place a kind of static text on a form. Then if you want to insert other than the two fields, then the steps remain same, that are insert form and form field. And then we select fields type. Say for example, if you want to place a radio button, so field type we need to select radio. If you want to place checkbox, then field type should be check box. Similarly, recite, submit, many more can also be placed over here. Then to insert text area, insert form and text area. These are the steps. Insert a text area, control inside HTML forms, and if you want to change the background color of a particular page, then the option is format, page color and backgrounds. And if you want to hide or show a particular kind of tool inside composer, then from view menu can use either show or hide. Thank you, students.